Yeah, hello guys. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. So how are you doing? So my greetings goes depending on your time zone. So today I want to talk about professors. Who is a professor? Professor is an academic rank. Yes, just an academic rank at the universities. It's an academic rank given to somebody or a man or a woman. Yes, at an university or post-secondary institutions. It could be a research or a researcher in an institute. So, for you to be a professor, you must definitely undergo some educational processes, such as finishing your secondary or high school. Then from there, you proceed to university and finish your studies in university and proceed to masters. Then, after which, then you go to do your PhD as Doctor of Philosophy. So after your PhD, then you progress to writing certain thesis upon thesis, thesis upon thesis. Then after that, then you'll be conferred with a professorship. Who is a professor? Professor in some, I think, is taken from it's a Latin word anyway. Given to somebody who professes. Yeah, that's whom a professor is. Now, what are the functions of a professor? Mainly, some definitions give it as professor is a teacher. Yeah, professor is a teacher. So I am going to analyze this professor here now as a teacher. And we know as a teacher, those days, teachers are people who impart knowledge, any kind of knowledge to people. That is whom a teacher is. Then, what are the different kinds of teachers we have? Now, professors are teachers. Then there are different kinds of teachers we have. I am doing this video based on what happened in Nigeria because the returning officers that INEC used in rigging these elections, all of them were professors, meaning they are all teachers. Now we have three kinds of teachers. You know, those days, there are career teachers, one. We have career teachers, one. Then we have teachers by conditions. Three, we have teachers. We are teachers because, oh, I want to be a professor. Anytime I grow up in my life, I want to be a professor. So number one, career teachers. You remember those days, like the 76, 77, 78 to 80s. Then, when a career teacher is standing before a student, they will teach that student, no matter how poor you are, you must definitely pick. But the rate of assimilation now differs on individuals. When a career teacher is standing, the students are very, very happy. These are career teachers. And you can never compromise a career teacher. Yes, because he is doing it willfully. From his whole heart, he is doing it. You can never compromise him. No amount of money, no amount of beauty, nothing whatsoever you do to compromise a career teacher. Now, we are moving to the second class, which is conditional teachers. As you can see, I'm using Nigeria as a case study now. The way things are in Nigeria, the rate of unemployment is much. Somebody will graduate from the university and he will look for a job. There is no job. Then maybe after 1-2 years he had graduated, then he will move back to school. He said, oh no, I'm not gonna do this. Let me go and complete my masters. Then after my masters, then I will go ahead, I will apply for teaching in any of the universities, because I think the minimum requirement for becoming a lecturer in the university, the minimum requirement is master degree holder. You can never be a lecturer in the university with BSc. You must have completed your master's before you are employed as a teacher to teach in the university. Then from there, they will progress. 100% of them will progress to have their PhD. So because he had looked for job, no job, then instead of staying at home, then he falls back again to school and let me continue. Then in this case, these are the ones that are teachers by condition. Then he will proceed and obtain his PhD degrees. Then he will continue writing his thesis because he's still in the academic. Then he will continue writing his thesis. Then he obtain his professorship. During election, these are the ones you pick to be the returning officers. What pushed them to become professors? Because there are no jobs. He couldn't secure a job. So if any opportunity that calls for him to compromise in anything to make money, he would definitely do that, despite being a professor. He's a professor, yes, we know that he's a professor, but he's ready to compromise because he's not a career professor, because he's not a career teacher. He's not a career teacher. He is just there. So these are the kind of professors you see in the university committing all manner of scandals, from one scandal to the other, from one scandal to the other, selling handouts, yes, doing one thing or the other with the students, with the opposite sex students, doing all manner of things, yes, to make sure that he makes more money. Yes, he's there to make money. He is not a career teacher. A career teacher will always teach students even if he is receiving the least amount of money as salary. No matter the amount of money you are paying him at the end of the month, he is always happy. And once it's 7 o'clock, he is in school teaching students. He doesn't care whatever that is being given to him. It gives him joy to see students. It gives him joy to make sure that he imparts knowledge to the students. It gives him a lot of joy to see that his students are healthy. These are the kind of teachers that when you see them, if a student is sick, even at his lowest ebb, he will still put deep hands in his pocket and support that student. But these opportunistic teachers are the ones that can compromise, sell handouts, do all kinds of things. So these are the ones, or they are the ones that the INEC and the federal government is using to rig this election that we are having today. So there are still the bad eggs in the rank of these academicians. Then the final set of professors we have. You remember in those days when you were a kid, you say, oh, because those days in that 70s, 80s, you know, professors are revered, professors are respected. So you see some people, oh, this professor is my role model. Oh, if I grow up, I'll become a professor, without knowing what it takes to be a professor. So by the time he realized that for you to be a professor, you will be a teacher. Mainly 99% of them are teachers, though some of them deviate going into research and other things, but you must be a teacher for you to be a professor. Yes. So by the time he realizes that, oh, you must be a teacher, and he doesn't want to be a teacher, but he wants to be a professor. So as a result of that, he will definitely take up the job, being a teacher. You see now, he is not going to be a good professor. That's why in some schools you see professors teaching, when they stand before you, you begin to ask yourself, is this who conferred this one as a professor? How come? How did school even employ this one as a professor? Oh my goodness, this is bad. This man is not supposed to be conferred as a professor. But you see them. So these are the type of professors we have. So you know where the problem is coming from. That most of these professors that are being used to compromise these elections are not career teachers. These are opportunistic professors, not opportunistic, conditional professors, because it was condition that pushed them to become a professor. So as a result of that, then you can easily compromise them. You can get them to do any kind of foul play, any kind of dirty jobs you want them to do. They will do it for you, provided at the end of the day they are paid. So this is just what I want to say. I just want to analyze these things to you so that you can know the kind of professors that the INEC is using to do all manner of dirty jobs they've done. Thank you so much. Do like, share, and follow our page. May God bless you. Have a nice day. Thank you.